I'm Sam Littman, producer of the Exhibition and Convention Executives Forum, and it's my pleasure to share with you some of the highlights of this year's ECEF. Let's take a look at this information exchange and the new technology that made ECEF 2018 so valuable.
Provocative.
Knowledgeable.
Intense.
Engaging.
Dynamic.
Year after year, we will focus on growing attendance and making sure our exhibitors and sponsors get their money's worth. What has changed since 2016 is staying current with technology has jumped from 6th place to 3rd place. And that's why 3 of our sessions today focus on technology.
In the past, if we received a question from one of our attendees, our exhibitors, a prospect, whomever that person may be, you had to handle the answer of that question in a one-to-one manner, right? You had to respond to that person, or you would refer them to your FAQs. The beauty of a bot is you have one bot, and that bot can have the same conversation at the same time to tens of thousands of people. And they have the same conversation all the time.
I was emailing my VP of marketing during the session saying we have to do this. So if I'm getting that kind of great information that seems so timely that I'm already sending an email before the session's over, I feel like that's great programming.
Pitfall 2, and this is a big one, buy software that does it all. If somebody starts going through and saying we do everything, then really, in most cases, you should run.
It is an event in the US that's not run by an industry publication or by an industry association, but independently, and as such provides a very neutral standpoint, a very neutral gathering of leaders.
Sam really does a great job, right, of honing down and jurying the kind of content, the kind of speakers he wants, so that you get a mix of things that are right on the money for what you're doing, but also stuff that is outside your comfort zone.
When you take compensation off the table, you have to pay people enough so that they can live a good life. Autonomy, mastery, and purpose are the things that drive all of us. We want a feeling of agency. We want not to feel like people are doing things to us, but that we have control.
If you want to retain and attract great people, if you don't have a great culture, you're at real risk. Macy, how do you show your people that they're valued?
Well, the main thing we do, and what we really strive to do, is give people responsibility early in their careers.
I think that the people around you watch what you do, and then they go behave the way you do, right? Whether they're your children, or they're your employees, or your teammates, or whomever.
Our plastic show is a triennial event, and making sure that we have that continuity from show to show. And being as big as what we are, we also have a lot of poachers coming in to steal our people. And so from that standpoint, making sure that our folks are happy that they continue on with us is a big thing. So I thought that session was very, very good.
Culture trumps strategy, and you have to get people who are a right fit. That doesn't mean that they're all cookie cutter, so that you just have sort of sameness of thinking, but that at least they're people that get along and they like people and they work collaboratively, and that they can assimilate from that standpoint. Because what's incredible is that when people like each other, they seem to work that much better together.
We said we must be bold. When we made that announcement to close the show, we knew we needed to go bold. So we did a startup plan within an association. And that online community is for small manufacturers. This environment for us is an online community with education, mentoring, networking, investor connections, and it's really very different for us.
If you have a declining industry or you're seeing some of the big exhibitors pull back, you really do have to take a step back and be authentic in what are you trying to accomplish and make sure you're still providing those solutions.
Those are the stories that sort of keep you up at night, and you kind of wonder, could this happen to me? How would I respond? What kinds of things would I do? And so I actually, in the end, I thought I might be a little depressed by that, but actually hearing the way they presented it and sort of, to me, there were real leadership lessons in what they did, and just the really, very smart, I think, and very proactive way that they came at it.
Vice President of Trade Show Sales, Federal Vice President of Strategic Account Management.
We developed a strategy to own the global cleaning community. Look, the formula is pretty simple. Oftentimes it involves merging trade associations into our own. Along the way, we also acquired a couple of for-profit trade publications And we did that so we could amplify our voice in a couple of key segments.
There are so many opportunities to think beyond just the industry that we are operating in right now and make sure that we are connecting with those other industries, such as, it's crazy to think, but there are so many ways that so many of our industries interconnect.
The speakers are fantastic, the networking is fantastic. It's not us talking to them or them talking to us, it's us talking to each other.